Welcome to the Rimworld season's finale. Finale? I guess the very last episode of this playthrough. I'm really stoked to show you what happened on this last bit of my playthrough. Let's take a look at the big picture of quite dwarf fortress, dwarven cave looking base here. It really is like quite an ugly sight to behold, and well, I cannot blame my people for periodically having those horrible mental breakdowns or just being on the verge of a mental breakdown constantly. We can observe the cooperation between Ox and K. Ox is currently building the ship's power generator. Is gonna power up our escape from this godforsaken rock. And this desolate world on the rim. See, the thing is, I needed a whole lot more iron, and I'm just thinking about what can I do better in my future playthroughs. Well, first I should not get my should not hold my base so accessible. After all, and turrets is fine and dandy, but they really do fire very slowly. And when there are no turrets, we must rely on my colonists. As we can see here, we got no turrets to help us, and we have a whole big tribe approaching. Well, as is the custom, I'm gonna say that this probably will be... Oh, what was my thinking then? This might be the end here, because there is a lot of tribes people here, and they're gonna surround us and just bulging us to death. So you didn't notice that I hold that minigun. One of the centipedes dropped back into the stockpile. So I grabbed Harrison, ordered her to go for that minigun as fast as possible, and that was actually instrumental to how this fight went. And here, in just a couple of hits, we can see Shigeru falling dead, clobbered to death by this tribesperson here, and Harrison grabbing the minigun, preparing to shoot into this huge mob of pissed off tribespeople. And I wonder if this is the Morales speaking here, but look what happened. They're all just ran through, and two of them already are fleeing, and the next one. I think I'm gonna have to remember to grab the miniguns as soon as possible. Would you just look at that? They just ran through us, and here we have a person. Looks like somebody with a foot shot off. And there was a one of the tribespeople grabbed Kay, our best sharpshooter, and tried to escape with her, tried to kidnap her, but a little turret there, nestled in a corner, did what turrets do best, intercepted the slowed down kidnapper. And there is that. What looked like a minor, quite easy to repel earlier raid actually cost us Shigeru's life and a lot of wounds. Not to mention the hit our people took to their psyche while having to observe so many corpses. Here you can see me scanning all the graves. Shigeru, Erin, and I think those are the only 2 casualties we ever had in this colony, so that is actually not that bad. You can see me ordering Kay to go heal, as Kay is... Well, she took a note from Ox's playbook. Kay does not give 2 shits about any any infections, any wounds. She's just an eager worker, eager fighter, an all-around awesome colonist. As March rolls on, we continue with the cleanup, the mining for resources, and building up the ship. And this is Ox's birthday today. So, happy birthday, Ox. You crazy. You crazy mother effer. That is to say, you crazy motherfucker. Like, seriously, this guy, he was this colony. This is all he's doing. He constructed most of it. He hunted, he fought, even without a foot, even with his sight severely impaired. And here I'm buying some potatoes, spending most of my gold to ensure that we have enough food to keep everybody happy and nourished. That gold really helped me out without the resources. The reactor is getting built up. We're almost ready with the ship itself. We should only then proceed to build enough cryosleep caskets to house all of my colonists in them to ensure a good future for everybody. The remaining silver and gold is gonna go towards buying some medicine, because, well, I anticipated one more fight, and as I'm so close to building up this ship here, as you can see, the reactor is almost built up. I really wanted to ensure that somebody, anybody, survives. That's what I needed, the medicine. And you can really feel the atmosphere of Rimworld. I think the music is just phenomenal in Rimworld. It really sets it apart from other similarly looking base building games. It really has this charm of kind of like a western kind of vibe, being stranded on this horrifying sound. Means we have an ancient ship landed right outside our base. So I'm ordering Fluffos to drop everything he was doing and put his incendiary launcher to use. Maybe to try to take it out, the ship, but it only went ever so slowly. And the fire did not do much damage to it. Ancient ship, it sends out a psychic vibration that makes everybody psychotic and panicking. But it also housed 2 big centipedes, and at this point, with no turrets, with even less people than last time, centipedes are a big pain in the ass. They are... If they ever... Actually, the lack of turrets might have saved us, because the centipedes just hung around their crashed ancient ship. But it ensured that we cannot go outside there, and I will have to be extremely careful about my colonists doing work, like hauling maybe some corpses from outside, hauling some stuff left behind. It's even more important that we build the ship completely. And I was a little bit wary about my placement of all this stuff, all the ship parts, because I think all of them should be connected to a structural beam. I wanted to do this kind of thing first, but it seems like there should be a structural beam connected to every part, and that's why that's why I here's a little bit of an intermission. Crazed hair versus the 2 centipedes. So the particular placement of the beam made me have to make a very Eve-looking kind of ship. And here's what I said earlier. This is Yardi. I overlooked his jobs. He tried to maybe repair a turret. I think he was repairing the turret, constructing one of the turrets there. And he walked right into the centipede's line of fire. Unfortunately, he was far enough that he survived the barrage of bullets. And we are on a lockdown. And the enemies, they fired to one of the NPCs that hung around our base, but then went insane and went out. And what resulted is a base on almost full lockdown, at least for the northern part of the map, and fire raging outside. At this point I had to cancel every firefighting job and just pray that the fire does not spread inside the base, and I would put my guys right into the crosshairs of the centipedes. So what I did around here was just collecting as much metal as possible and overlooking K, running to repair or to grow the new crops. By the lick of her, I don't know, but by a very small margin, she dodged a giant bullet, or actually like kind of a shell of the centipede. And with this, welcome to spring, we've got the ice slowly melting off, the enemies hanging around, patrolling the outside of the base, our fields, as we're prepared to get some crops on them around now. The fields on fire, all of the graves filled with bodies of both the colonists and the attackers. And what a spring! What a spring! One can see the fight broke out between Fluffles and a crazed hare. As time progresses, the crashed ancient ship sent out more and more powerful psychic pulses that drove our people and the local fauna more and more insane. So I even had to invest heavily in steel from a bulk goods trader, because I could, with all those crazy animals running outside, I didn't want to risk going outside so much. And this is April. The ship is coming along nicely. The engine is currently being worked at, and this is how the colony looks. It's not big, it's not very good, but it is our colony. Continuing with birthdays. Today is Kay's birthday, so thank you, Kay, for all you have done to our colony. You were really, without you we would be twice, 3 times, 6 times dead. This ominous sound is a thunderstorm gathering. It is another huge stroke of luck that we did not get stricken by a thunder. Outside, because, well, there's no roof in this valley. And Ox is was still working outside in the heavy rain and thunder. And this is the very final stage of our ship. Fortunately, we need 5 pods, and there was just no way to squeeze all of them onto the structural beam, so I had to build another beam to the left, invest a lot of steel and a lot of plasteel just to be able to build it. So what I did then is just deconstruct everything, deconstruct all of my crafting tables, just to squeeze all of that steel. The thing is, we now got the guys from Cleric's Township helping us out, but they were smart. They avoided the ancient ship and just hung around the bottom side of my base. I guess they were deceived by the locked doors leading to the centipedes, but I was okay with that. I mean, if the centipedes went in, that would be the end of us. Unfortunately, we also have a group of outlanders attacking us from the bottom side. They overrun one of the Cleric Township people, and I really had no choice but to again take the fight back into the colony. Well, you may ask, why haven't I invested in defenses? I think the game at this point was just throwing everything at me, and the only way to actually win it would be, I was thinking back then, it would be to build a ship and get off this planet. Try to maybe build some more turrets inside the base, but as it turns out, the enemies were really quick. And I don't think much. Get out of this turret here. As we can see, Ox tried to get that metal, but while Ox is a badass, I don't think he was able to do much with this metal here. As we can see, enemies barging in. And those are raiders, those aren't tribespeople. Heavily armed. Fortunately, they went for our batteries first. And while that was very bad for our power structure, it was good for Ox and for all the people who took spots behind. Well, they could hide behind chairs. I imagine them just flipping tables onto their sides, like in a western kind of situation here. And well, just waiting. Everybody got the best weapons we could grab. And again, the enemies barged in, but went for the back doors, and not for our people there. So I guess they prioritized. They prioritized maybe the battery. And Fluffles got knocked unconscious. Fluffles that was with us from the beginning. And we will see one of the raiders grabbing him, and all of the others making their escape. So I advanced from the rear position. I didn't actually pay much attention to the guys going up, but as soon as I approached them, they seemed to follow in their comrades' steps and try to escape. I also like to imagine this scene here. My colonists just running as fast as possible because, well, that's Fluffles. That is the guy that tended to them, that recruited them in Harrison's. Okay, I think. I mean, he's not just an ordinary colonist here. Everybody left their own. Even left their own chance to survive the next days, the rest of their lives to save Fluffles, but unfortunately Kay wasn't up to the task of shooting the kidnapper. And there was no time to grieve, there was no time to remember Fluffles. I think the best thing we could do here is go back to the inside of the mountain, finish work on that ship. Unfortunately, some of the fire, the centipedes started spread inside the base and actually cut off Ox from the ship. And this situation looked really grim. A centipede finally noticed us and began its approach. They ordered Ox to move through the fire, but what that did was only the garment Ox was wearing just caught the fire, and he had to fall back. So panicking, I sent him outside with Yardi. At this point I thought Yardi and Ox are goners. I thought Kay and Erison were the only ones left in the basin with the ships, so I ordered Erison to build up the second cryopod. I deconstructed one of them that was built in like 2/3, so I reused the resources to build the last cryopod, and here we see a centipede squeezing through our corridors, going right inside the base. And at this point I thought, well, what the hell? We need to create a diversion for that centipede and let Erison and Kay move out. So I ordered Yardi and Ox to take position and shoot at the centipede, but it seemed to be fleeing. It seemed that even for this mechanoid specimen, the fire was raging too hard. It was a threat assessment AI of the horrible alien creature suggested that it's not worth getting burned in this raging fire. But in a astronomically impossible stroke of luck, the fire cleared and made us a path back into the entrance of our colony. And here we see Ox continuing work on the last 3 or 4 cryopods, but a crazed hare, and the bane of every Rimworld colony, made his way into the colony and attacked Kay, but I think that was enough for Yardi. Yardi went on a rampage. Oh, he snapped. He completely snapped after that fight. I think the absurdity of fighting a hare when they're all fighting for their lives just destroyed the man, broke his psyche. So I ordered Ox, Erison and Kay, well, to shoot the guy. I mean, we're so close. Like, everything is ready. The cryopods only need a little bit of work. And Kay was knocked, fortunately unconscious, not dead. So what followed was just a very messy melee fight between our colonists and the Yardi. But as somebody said, don't ever let a good crisis go to waste. And with rescuing Kay and the Yardi knocked unconscious and broken, it meant that we do not need more resources in our ship. Now I decided that only 3 cryopods are gonna do. So the most important thing was for Ox to finish up the cryopods and get off this rock. This is also the first time I actually made it. I actually finished the Rimworld playthrough, and it was such a momentous day that I even commented on that while playing. So without further ado, I think I'm gonna fade out from this post commentary. Thank you all for watching the gameplay, and and let me from the past speak to you, as was my commentary on the day I finished my Rimworld playthrough for the very first time in my life. Building himself finishing himself his last cryptosleep casket. with 2 giant centipedes patrolling the outside of our base. And I think we are ready to leave this rock. Goodbye, Yardy. Goodbye, everybody. You've launched the ship. These colonists escaped Kay, Arizon, and Ox. These colonists were left behind. Yardy. Your AI will now try to guide the ship to a safe place. It might find a prosperous planet for you in this system, or it might undertake a centuries-long journey to another star. It might even decide to hide on the rise on an asteroid for a few thousand years, waiting for someone to build a new glitter world there. I'll find out when you wake up. And that's it, that's Crashtown. I wanted to cut this short. It was quite interesting. The last 2 months especially were very interesting. And I'm gonna see you in the next alpha with a little bit of a different approach. This time we're gonna build an outside town on the surface. So it's gonna be less less mining, less dwarf fort, more Rimworld. Something new, something original. Until then, see you, and that was a blast. That was a complete blast. Thanks for watching this series, guys.